girl's like, I don't care. I live here too. It's it's my opinion. But or what about that? Does it, if this other woman feels like this is, I don't know, hurting her property value or whatever, does she not have the right to say something? Somebody had an interesting comment on our Facebook page.
Do you want the whole thing in its entirety? I was just going to read the first part.
Welcome back, everybody. Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page. A Baltimore woman says that she wants to make her garden, quote, even gayer, end quote, after a neighbor slammed her in a note. According to the Huffington Post, the note showed up after Julie Baker and her daughters decorated the lawn with a set of rainbow lights, which spelled out love. The note reads, quote, your yard is becoming relentlessly gay. Myself and others in the neighborhood ask that you tone it down. This is a Christian area, and there are children. Keep it up, and I will be forced to call the police on you. Signed, a concerned homeowner, end quote. Baker says that she is fighting back. She's launched an online fundraiser to help her yard become even more colorful and pro-equality, she says. She's raised over $40,000 so far to do so. What do you think about the controversy? What if it wasn't something that was pro-gay, or what if it was anti-gay? Would that also be the issue? What do you think about the decorating of the yard that might be a bit much for neighbors? What if the message connected to it is controversial for some? I don't know. See what Steve, what do you have to say to Sparks?
I don't know. That's kind of like putting up a whole bunch of Christmas decorations. Some people get offended by it. Some people just plain go overboard. And it stands out. Okay, does it detract from a neighborhood? I don't think so. Where they get the gay part out of rainbow lanterns, that say the word love, I don't get that part. They should have left the word gay out and said, the colorful decorations. But unless they've got a homeowners association that says that she can't do that, they got no ground.
Absolutely. Kempton, what do you think?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with Steve. And in this case, I think the best way is just let the neighbor be and don't say anything. I mean, it really shows that when you push the neighbor, they could actually make it worse. But you still can't do anything. It's their property.
Yeah, and Steve brings up a good point too about having Christmas decorations out. What if you're atheist or Muslim or otherwise don't believe in Christmas? Then that's offensive for them as well. So at what point do you draw that line of what's okay to have in your front yard and what isn't okay? Glenn, what do you think?
Well, first off, I think I want to live next door to this lady. She sounds like a lot of fun. I actually worked on this very issue with Wyoming Liberty Group in Cheyenne, Wyoming, about what you can and can't put in your front yard, and here's what we got the city council to agree to after we pushed them for a while. One is, yes, it is illegal to have cars up on blocks, oil leaking in your yard, a dangerous mess in general, and it's bringing down people's property values. Other than that, decorate away, and if you have a political or social point of view, put it up. That's freedom of speech. That's also property rights. So you have every right to do whatever you want to do on your own property, and if your neighbor doesn't like it, they can get over it or move.
Tony, real quickly, what do we have on Facebook?
Janet writes in, she says, I find it so funny that a Christian person would not have seen these rainbows in this woman's yard as a sign of God's promise, the rainbow.
Of course, that's the biblical story of God's promise there with the rainbow coming in after the rains. We'd love to hear what you have to say. You go to post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. Sam?
Thanks, Melissa. Well, still to come, we take a look inside the first Sunday session at Emmanuel AME Church since 9 members that were killed, how the community is reacting to the violent crime. We'll be back.
I lived up the road from an artist one time who did all sorts of really weird art in their yard. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, sometimes you have to draw the line and fun. Hey, and look at it as fun.
There's some people across the street. They've got their, they've got the little wind thing up on the roof, and they got little plows and stuff laying all over the yard. It's kept neat, clean. Everything is well painted. It's not rusty. It looks cluttered, yet it's pleasant to look at. You know, I mean, when you look at that kind of stuff, it's kind of nostalgic in a way. But you know, the house just right on the street. In fact, it's right across the street. I drove by it every day. You know, and it, you know, I think it's cluttered. I wouldn't do it, but they've done it. They've done a nice job, and it doesn't look bad.
It kind of adds something to the neighborhood, I think. You know, because if someone didn't do something like that, it'd just be the same boring house, boring house.
Exactly.
Yeah, perfectly manicured yards. I like it when people express themselves like that. That's why I say it's fun.
Yeah. All right. See you guys next segment.
Okay. Yeah. I got some stuff to do. I'll be back.
Lobbyists can always work their way around votes. Big investors like pension funds and
Welcome back, everyone. It was a tearful day for Charleston, South Carolina yesterday as the community continues to heal after a gunman killed 9 at the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church.
As Andy Rose reports, the congregation focused on the victims' families.
Church bells rang throughout Charleston Sunday morning, a sign of solidarity with Emmanuel AME Church. Emmanuel's parishioners held their first service since a mass shooting left 9 church members dead Wednesday. Inside, the theme was healing, not hate.
We have shown the world how we as a group of people can come together and pray and work out things that needs to be worked out.
Emmanuel's pastor, the Reverend Clemente Pinckney, was one of the shooting victims. His chair was draped in black during the service. The Reverend Norvell Goff led the congregation.
Through it all, God has sustained us and has encouraged us.
South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley attended. Reverend Goff thanked the community for its support, including police.
I got no problem in doing that. I want to thank them.
Earlier Sunday, victim Cynthia Hurd's brother said he felt joy following the tragedy.
She said peace. And so I take solitude that when she lost her life last Wednesday, she lost it in the church. And today she celebrates.
Referencing the racist motives behind the massacre, Reverend Goff said the time to address problems like that is in the future.
And now it's a time for us to focus on the 9 families.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Now, after the service, people flooded onto a bridge in Charleston to join hands and make a unity chain. It was one of many memorials across town. Organizers wanted to get enough people to stand hand in hand from Charleston to Mount Pleasant on the other side of the bridge. Bells across Charleston also rang out together in honor of the victims. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. So we have those two wildfires burning in the area. The bigger one, of course, south of Markleeville right now, the Washington fire. That brings about the chance for some smoke in some areas today. Southwesterly winds will be out there. That moves the smoke from that fire to the northeast. So that brings it into places like Smith Valley, Mason Valley, maybe even Yerington and the Carson Valley. Warm and dry conditions for the day today and breezy conditions too. Not the best for firefighting, but it is definitely not as bad as it could be. We could see much stronger winds this time of year. We're actually only going to see 15 to 20 gusting to 30 by the afternoon. So it's not the best ideal conditions, but it is what it is for now. 58 in town at the moment. We are looking at sunny skies, calm winds, and 21% humidity. Your temperatures now into the 50s and 60s for the lower elevation. Still only 36 in Truckee, though. A chilly start there. And 44 in South Lake Tahoe. High pressure, lots of sunshine. The only exception from that will be any of that smoke coming from those wildfires. Again, the one south of Markleeville. And then another one in West Reno. That was a brush fire that broke out yesterday. From what I've been hearing, 60% contained, so a much lower chance to see smoke coming from that one. But there could be some patches of smoke today, so just keep that in mind. People who have respiratory illnesses, of course, and also it may reduce visibility in some spots today. So as we go through the day, breezy conditions out there, less wind for tomorrow. That's the good news as far as the winds are concerned. A little bit less tomorrow, but temperatures will really be on the rise as we head through the second half of the 7-day forecast. 15 to 20 mile per hour winds out of the southwest today, gusting to about 30 miles per hour at times. So we will see a little bit of a breeze out there. Warm conditions today, much, much warmer and even downright hot, maybe even record-breaking heat by the time we get to the end of this week and into the weekend. 4 days in a row of triple-digit heat in the Reno-Sparks area, 3 days in a row for Carson City starting on Friday, and even not too far from 90 degrees in South Lake Tahoe by the time we get to your Friday. We'll be back.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. The public's going to soon get a look at downtown Carson City Improvement Project, and it's going to be presented today at a meeting of the Public Works Department. The company is invited to experience the new look and feel of Carson City's downtown area. The design is 30% complete. The meetings are going to be from 12:30 to 2:30, and then again from 5:30 to 7:30 in the Sierra Room at the Carson City Community Center. Members of the design team will be there to answer questions and hear any concerns that you may have. The Carson Street Design Project is estimated to cost about $10 to $11 million. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker is back, and he joins us now with a look at our Monday forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have a lot of sunshine out there for the day today and relatively warm temperatures, a few degrees above average. Also some areas of smoke possible in the vicinity of any of those wildfires that are burning. Of course, the biggest one just south of Markleyville by a few miles. 62 in Reno, 62 in Smith Valley right now, 64 in Silver Springs, and 57 in South Lake Tahoe. Again, a few degrees above average later today, but the 90s by tomorrow and Wednesday, even the triple digits for several of the lower elevation locations within our viewing area by Thursday and beyond. 4 days in a row of triple-digit temperatures for the Reno-Sparks area, and we could be talking about breaking some records. News 4 heads back to the Today Show. Mornings on Fox 11. Back after this.
Mitt Romney is taking to Twitter demanding a change in South Carolina. We're going to tell you what he wants taken down.
Also still to come, rap artist and hip-hop star Kid Ink came to Reno over the weekend, and Fox 11's Donna Georgie sat down with him for an exclusive interview. Find out what he only told us.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good morning, and thank you for choosing us to start off your day. I'm Melissa Carlson. Right now, 8:02 here on Mornings on Fox 11.
We're talking about how hot we're going to get by the end of this week. 104 degrees. Yikes. Just can't explain how high the fire danger is going to be. We saw a couple of fires break out this weekend. One south of the Gardnerville area, and then we had another one, of course, in West Reno as well. So please be careful. Not only for yourself, make sure you drink a lot of water, put on the sunscreen, but also if you're going to be doing anything outside, please be careful.
Yeah, and seeing that smoke yesterday in West Reno was a little scary. It was alarming. I know I drove over the hill coming up from South Reno, and it's like, oh my gosh, is it by any homes? But thankfully, crews were able to get a quick handle on it, and it doesn't sound like it's spreading any further, and no homes obviously threatened. So good.
Yeah, just to let you know, we have Gianna Georgie She had to go deeper south where they actually don't have cell service near the fire. She's going to come back with a report about 8:30 this morning.
A different fire.
Yes,
yeah.
a different fire.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, well, it was a nail-biting finish at the U.S. Open yesterday. Maybe you watched it on your Father's Day. Lucky enough, Jordan Spieth in the lead when he finished 5 under. Dustin Johnson was right on his tail going into the 18th hole at 4 under. He had the chance to win or tie, but he missed a 3-foot putt. This is, I believe, his eagle try. This was a... See, he goes...
Oh.
That was for eagle. All he has to do here is make this 3-foot putt, and we've got a playoff. But...
Look, I mean, how does that happen? It's like there was a net over that hole or something.
It's too bad. So it was 21-year-old Spieth who wins it all. Spieth, now the youngest player to win the Masters and U.S. Open in the same year, and the tournament's youngest champion since Bobby Jones did it in 1923.
So let me ask you this. I personally don't know a lot about golf, but I've mentioned like a triple crown type thing. Is that true in golf too if he wins another one?
Yeah.
If he wins all 3?
Well, Spieth already won the Masters,
right.
Won the U.S. Open. Now he has to win the British Open and then also the PGA Championship. Did I get all 4?
And what is that called? Is it like in horse racing how they say the
Good Grand Slam, kind of like in tennis.
Okay.
But I think in tennis it's just if you win one big tournament it's called a Grand Slam. Oh. But if you win all of these, all 4 majors.
Wow.
When's the last time that was done? Do we know?
Tiger did it.
Tiger did it?
He did all 4 in a row, but he did them one the year before.
Okay.
No, okay, sorry, we're getting some talk from our
producers. This is like rubbing your stomach in your head. Tiger did it, but he didn't do it in the same year.
Okay,
so let's say
he would make history then if
Absolutely,
he did it in the same year.
And he's 21 years old.
Wow.
So,
That's so
crazy, crazy stuff. A lot of people, meanwhile, the pros and everybody watching this course on television, this was in Washington, it's called Chambers Bay. It almost
God,
has
Alex
an old,
is here. Can we just say? Jeez,
she played golf at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo. We're talking about our floor director, Alex, here. But a lot of people, a lot of the pros complaining about the greens, that they were almost like putting on broccoli. And you could see a little bit of bumps really, really fast, but it wasn't a nice, smooth, traditional putting surface.
For as big of a tournament as it was, don't you think they could have figured that out? I love that putting on broccoli.
Yeah.
That's a visual for you.
Did you see how brown the course was and everything?
No, I only saw it this morning. But I am thankful that Alex is here because she knows more about golf than Bill does. That's a
Thanks,
thumbs
Alex.
up for me. Let's switch on over, you guys, to what is trending this morning. Trending over on Yahoo, former Republican presidential candidate Mitt Romney, he is calling on officials in South Carolina to take down the Confederate flag flying at the state capitol. And Romney commented on the controversy on Twitter, saying a lot of people view the flag as a, quote, symbol of racial hatred, end quote. And he said the state should remove it now to honor Charleston victims. Trending over on Facebook this morning, comic Amy Schumer has landed quite the gig. Schumer announced on Twitter that she's going to open up for Madonna when the singer's Rebel Heart tour hits New York in September. Can you imagine that? Schumer's tweet included a video of herself as a child singing Madonna's Like a Prayer. The comic is going to appear with Madonna September 16th and 17th at Madison Square Garden. Trending over on Twitter this morning, hashtag it's a boy. Yep, it's gonna be a bouncing baby boy named Kardashian West and Kanye West. The reality TV star broke the news yesterday with posts on Twitter and Instagram. Kardashian posted a photo of Kanye with the couple's daughter North and the caption, "You're such a good daddy to North, and you will be the best daddy to our new son too." Turning now to what's trending over on our Facebook page, a judge in Sydney, Australia ruled that a mother wasn't allowed to breastfeed her 11-month-old son, because she got a tattoo. According to WhatToExpect.com, the issue was first brought to the court's attention by the baby's father, who had concerns about the tattoo during an ongoing parenting dispute. Despite the mother's negative hepatitis and HIV tests, the judge maintained that there was, quote, still an acceptable risk to the baby, end quote, because the tests were inconclusive. The judge says that he granted the injunction based on recommendations from the Australian Breastfeeding Association, even though the CEO of ABA says that risks are low and women who have had tattoos are encouraged to breastfeed their babies for as long as they choose. asking all of you on Facebook and social media, do you agree with the judge's decision? If there is at all a concern, should it be banned? Well, Allison writes in and says, I can see where they are trying to go with that, but that's too much control over a person's life choices. Again, I think the optimum part here is that there's a parenting dispute, potentially. Hey, we'd love to hear what you have to say on this one. You can go ahead and post your comment on our Facebook page. Sam?
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, this morning we continue to bring you the latest from the Washington fire that's burning near Markleeville. Fox 11's Gianna Georgie joins us live with more from Highway 88 between Minden and Markleeville. Good morning to you, Gianna.
Good job out there, Gianna. Thank you. Still ahead on Mornings on Fox 11, a popular crime drama is gearing up for its highly anticipated second season. We're going to give you a first look coming up, and also a lot more coming up in our Hollywood Minute. And don't forget, if you're a fan of fitness and cycling, we have some great deals to tell you about in our Boatman's Bargain Sec. Stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. In today's Hollywood Minute, it is a Father's Day greeting from JT. HBO's True Detective thrills fans for its second season. We've been waiting for this one since last one ended. And dinosaurs continue their reign at the box office. Here's Mary Maloney with more.
Always comes out the better New pop Justin Timberlake wished all dads happy Father's Day Sunday. The singing star posted a photo to Instagram. It shows him holding his 2-month-old son, Silas. JT captioned the pic, "Flexin' on Father's Day." Crime drama True Detective returned to the small screen Sunday. The HBO serial changes locales and stars for season 2. Colin Farrell, Vince Vaughn, and Rachel McAdams head up the cast. The new season takes place in California. Jurassic World continued to kick dino butt at the box office this weekend. The latest entry in the franchise has made about $400 million since opening a week ago. Disney Pixar's animated film Inside Out garnered about $91 million on its opening weekend. Thriller spoof Spy rounded out the top 3, bringing in about $10.5 million. For Hollywood Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
All righty, let's toss it over to Samantha Boatman. She's got to look at our latest Boatman's Bargains. Yesterday, of course, was Father's Day, so how about some post-Father's Day savings for us, Sam?
Good morning to you, Bill. Yeah, we have a lot of great deals on some activities you can do this summer. Here are the deals we're going to tell you about. Starting on Groupon.com, why don't you mix up your workout with 10 women's fitness classes at Kai Fitness? For only $69, you'll get 10 classes at Kai Fit in Winnemucca. Or how about this? Mix up your routine with a bike ride. For $30, you will get a one-day bike rental from 2 bikes from Black Rock Bicycles. That's right here in Reno. And taking a look at Living Social, the deal of the day there today is from Crafted Palette. Spend a night out relaxing with friends and exploring your creative side. For $19, you'll get to enjoy a paint and sip night. Also in Living Social, get 2 tickets to Hot August Nights auction presented by Barrett Jackson. For $40, you'll get 2 3-day passes, and Hot August Nights just around the corner if you think about it. Well, those are a look at some of the deals of the day. If you know of a great deal around town, would you please share it on our Fox 11 Facebook page? Bill, over to you.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up next, Gianna Giorgi's exclusive interview with rap star Kid Ink. Find out what he got in the biggest little city that'll stay with him forever. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Big name stars continue to visit the biggest little city this past weekend. Rap artist and hip hop star Kid Ink came to Reno.
Yeah, he sat down with our very own Gianna Giorgi and showed her something he bought in town that will stick with him forever. Here's her exclusive.
Hey guys, Gianna Giorgi at the Grand Sierra Resort inside the Charlie Palmer's VIP Lounge. I'm with Kid Ink,
Hey.
such a great artist to come to Reno. We don't actually get artists like this in here very often, but now that Lex has opened, we've seen more coming through. What kind of influenced you to come here?
I think for me, I like going to, the places where it's not a lot of hip hop or it's like the first time I've ever been there because those are the best shows. Those are when like those fans are they make me feel like when I'm overseas where they're like so ready to see you because they don't get that chance often. To where I come from, like LA, they're so spoiled. They don't accept the entertainment as much. They're like cool, you know what I'm saying? So when I come out to a place like this, I have way more fun.
Where did your name come from? Kid Ink. It's pretty special, pretty different.
Tattoos, you know what I'm saying? Got a lot of tattoos. I'm pretty covered. I have jackets on and stuff right now, but I just got some new ones.
I was gonna say those look pretty fresh.
Everything over here is pretty like today. I got one on my hand today. Yeah,
In Reno?
Yeah. I like getting tatted out of state when, you know, I just have that time, you know what I'm saying, when I think of some space, and when I'm just in that mode where you're itching for it. It's like something that I fiend. I can't lie.
You worked with so many artists, including Chris Brown, Fifth Harmony now, the Supergirl group. Who's been your favorite artist or group to work with so far?
Two people, Usher and Jamie Foxx, who are kind of like people who are up here, and I'm like kind of like just starting, but they treat me like we're all in the same, you know what I'm saying, field in the same area, and kind of like give me just as much respect as I give them. So I think it's dope to be able to, you know what I'm saying, get that respect from legends. I feel like people I grew up, you know what I'm saying, admiring, and that inspire me to do music now. So
Something I want to know about is the song Be Honest. That's one of those songs I'm like, I gotta sing to, post on my Instagram.
Right.
What was the meaning behind that song?
Coming from LA, you know what I'm saying, especially you see a lot of people who are street celebrities, or, you know, people who think they're just as, you know what I'm saying, in the status of me, who haven't even worked that hard, or just, you know, have a lot of things to show and prove on Instagram or social media. And sometimes you got to be like, man, come on, just be you. It's cool to be you.
As far as local artists who want to break out and be rappers, what can you give them some advice to tell them, hey, you can make it too?
A lot of people have this thought where they think like, when I'm doing entertainment, I don't have to treat it like a regular 9-to-5 job, to where, you know, even though you usually have a manager, but even if you start without a manager, you manage yourself to feel like you have to do something every day and work. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that many days off. You don't have that much vacation time. So if you're sitting 2 weeks off vacation in this hip hop game, is just like losing a lot of money and losing a lot of like time these days. The attention span, everything goes. So you got to really treat it like a 9-to-5.
I want to know something that you've never told anybody on an interview. I'm going to leave that open to you.
Something that I've never told anyone on an interview.
We're making this one special.
Special. I've never told anyone in an interview that I know how to burp, like in the Revenge of the Nerds. You ever seen that movie? You know how they do the long like belch burps? Like I could do one of those for like 30 seconds.
Well, thanks for sharing. We appreciate it. Great to have you in Reno. Welcome.
Yes.
Want to officially welcome you.
Appreciate it. West Side. I'm out here.
From the Grand Sierra Resort, I'm Gianna Giorgi. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Gianna. Well, 87 was the high yesterday in Reno Sparks. It's only a couple degrees above average. We're in that range again today, but hey, the 7-day forecast has a lot of triple digits on it. We're going to talk about that, plus that smoke that's out there for some of us today. That's all coming up in your forecast. We'll be back.
So take a look what you've done, 'cause baby, now we got bad blood. Hey, now we got
Morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've got a chance for some smoke in a few spots today thanks to a couple of wildfires that are burning in the area. We have one just south of Markleyville, and then we had that smaller brush fire in West Reno yesterday. That, from what we've been told, is 60% contained, so probably less of a smoke issue today from that one. But the one south of Markleyville does have a chance to put out more smoke today. Warm and dry conditions and breezy conditions too, so those breezes will be pushing that smoke off to the northeast of the fire location into places like Smith Valley, Mason Valley, and several other spots within that area. 62 in town right now. We're looking at sunny skies, 19% humidity, so very dry out there. Dry, breezy, and warm. Not the greatest conditions for firefighting, but it could be worse. It could be hotter and more windy than it will be, so I suppose there is some good news there. 63 in Carson City, 66 right now in Fernley, 57 in Southlake, and 54 in Markleyville. We are looking at basically clear skies all across. Lots of sunshine for the day today. Staying dry for the day too, and that little bit of a breeze, about 15 to 20, gusting to 30 miles per hour out of the southwest today. That'll take any smoke from that fire just south of Markleyville and push it into places like the Smith Valley, Mason Valley, maybe the Carson Valley if there's enough of a southerly component to the wind, and then also into places like Yerington. That's another possibility to see more smoke today. We saw smoke in some of those areas yesterday. It is another possibility today. Again, 15 to 20 mile per hour winds, mostly out of the southwest, gusting at times up to about 30 miles per hour by the afternoon. 7-day forecast is breezy today and warm. It is above average for sure, but check out the rest of that 7-day 90s for Tuesday and Wednesday and on up into the hundreds by Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. We could be breaking some records all 4 of those days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, reaching those triple digits by Friday in Carson City and not far from 90 by the time we get to Friday in South Lake Tahoe. Also, 20 to 30% shower chances and thunderstorm chances in the Sierra. We'll be back.
Antonio, can you hear me? No.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:28. We're joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. We have new information this morning about a standoff in South Lake Tahoe. Authorities have identified the suspect involved as Corey Pearson. The standoff began at around 12:30 Saturday afternoon when El Dorado County Sheriff's officials say that deputies noticed Pearson, acting suspiciously in Myers, California. Deputies say that they followed him and learned that he was driving a stolen vehicle. According to deputies, Pearson led them on a chase into the Tahoe Keys Marina area, which resulted in a 4-hour standoff. It ended when authorities fired a beanbag round at Pearson when deputies say that he tried to make a run for it. A lot of people called into the newsroom about that one. Well, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at a warm forecast ahead of us. Hi, Tim.
That's right. Good morning to you. Yeah, very warm for today, but even hotter on the 7-day forecast. We'll see that in just a second here. Sunshine, though, with high pressure in place. The only exception from that sunshine could be some smoke in a few spots thanks to those fires that are burning. The most notable one is just south of Markleeville, and that may take some smoke and push it to the north and east, so places like Minden and Gardnerville, over towards Smith Valley, perhaps even Yerington, may see some smoke in the air today. We're in the 60s for the lower elevations right now, into the upper 80s by later on today in Reno Sparks, 90s tomorrow, and the hundreds, maybe even breaking records by Thursday, Friday into the weekend. News 4 back to the Today Show, mornings on Fox 11, back after this.
And a smaller brush fire was burning in northwest Reno, trying to get those hot spots still out this morning. We're going to talk about what land it destroyed yesterday.
And the latest Honor Flight Nevada trip returned home yesterday. Details on the trip and video of their return.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Monday morning, everyone, 8:32. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Weather-wise, it was a little windy, but not as hot as we are expected to see temperatures get this upcoming weekend. So if you're looking ahead on Monday, already to the weekend, outdoor activities, whew,
enjoy them while you can.
Inside.
That's right, because next weekend we're talking about 102, 103, potentially 104.
Yeah.
Summer is here.
That's miserable hot.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
stay indoors, go see a movie hot.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
right. Crank up that AC.
Or go to Las Vegas, which you're doing this week.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
we're-
110,
We're
111,
going
112.
for one day, so that's it. One day, and then we're coming back, and that'll probably be enough.
I bet it will be. All right, well, we've seen it over on our Father's Day, of course, the smoke that started billowing in West Reno on Father's Day yesterday about noon. I was down south of town. Shelby was in the west side of the town near the fire. She called, uh-oh, there's a fire burning around. And, of course, we remember what everybody was talking about. Brandon in here for Tim on Friday talking about the extreme fire dangers that we were going to have with those winds and, of course, extreme heat. And we saw a little bit of it yesterday. We thought it was going to get big, but fortunately, it wasn't that bad, and it laid down quite a bit overnight. It should be about 75% contained.
And a good kudos to all those who worked on it.
yeah.
That's just an example of how much they have trained and worked on dealing with a fire. So it was a nice little example of how they can handle it.
Yeah, but another fire that we're talking about this morning, much bigger in size. We're, of course, continuing to bring you updates on this fire from across our region, especially talking about the Washington fire that's burning near Markleyville. We also are going to talk about the brush fire in West Reno yesterday. But Fox 11's Gianna Georgie joins us live from Highway 88 between Minden and Markleyville with more on the Washington fire. Good morning, Gianna.
I wonder if Madison's trying to call us. Here, just take a look at the smoke from the wildland fire burning about 8 to 10 miles south of Martinsville.
Gianna, thank you. And now more on that fire we were talking about at the top of the half hour. A brush fire known as the White Fir Fire started around 12:30 yesterday afternoon in West Reno near Mayberry Park. Reno fire officials say it burned about 40 acres, and as of last night, it's about 60% contained. We're hoping to get an updated number this morning. Of course, we expect it to be much higher. They expect full containment by 4 o'clock this afternoon. Residents in the area were told to prepare for a possible evacuation. However, an evacuation was never ordered. All roads have since reopened near Mayberry Park. No structures were burned, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
This is the first significant fire in our area, significant brush fire, I should say, and we expect conditions to deteriorate as summer goes along. It's going to continue to be hot and dry, and so we ask people to use caution and common sense.
Now, we will, of course, continue following both of these fires, the Washington fire and the White Fir fire, throughout the day. You can also head to our website, foxreno.com, for the latest updates.
Well, happening today, if you plan on driving in Sparks, you might want to look out for this road closure. A portion of 4th Street between Right Way and Lincoln will be closed for underground utility work. The closure began at 7 o'clock this morning. It'll continue into the evening hours and will be in effect through mid-July. Utility work is needed to serve the Lincoln Way apartment complex now under construction at the northwest corner of 4th and Lincoln. It's a project that will provide 45 affordable apartments for income-qualified senior citizens in our area.
The public will soon get a look at the downtown Carson City Improvement Project. It's going to be presented today at a meeting of the Public Works Department. The community is invited to experience the new look and feel of Carson City's downtown area. The design is about 30% complete. The meetings are from 12:30 to 2:30 and 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. It's all happening in the Sierra Room at the Carson City Community Center. Members of the design team will be there to answer any questions and also hear any concerns you may have. The Carson Street Design Project is estimated to cost about $10 to $11 million. Well, hundreds gathered at the Reno-Tahoe International Airport to welcome home a group of Vietnam veterans returning from their honor flight trip. This was the first ever all-Vietnam Honor Flight Nevada trip, and Fox 11's Ryan Kern was along for the journey. He will be sharing these veteran stories in the coming days. It's always a special trip, but with the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War this year, John Yuspa, the founder of Honor Flight Nevada, had some extra tricks up his sleeve for this group of veterans.
Kids who you don't even know what the letters say, welcome home and thanks for your service. That tops off, and that makes it all worthwhile.
Again, you can catch the Vietnam Honor Flight Nevada series right here on Fox 11 in the coming days. Melissa?
All right, Sam, thank you. Coming up next, a mom in Australia is fighting for her right to breastfeed her baby boy while a judge is telling her you can't. And a group of surfers tried to set a new world record. Find out if they were successful. Stick with us.
Everybody's so quiet. Somebody say something.
We're all working. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's like everybody's busy.
Yep.
Yep.
Welcome back. Here's a live look outside on this gorgeous Monday. 62 degrees right now. It's 8:41. Let's take a look at what's trending this morning, you guys. Trending over on our Facebook page, a judge in Sydney, Australia, ruled that a mother wasn't allowed to breastfeed her 11-month-old son after getting a tattoo. According to WhatToExpect.com, the issue was first brought to the court's attention by the baby's father, who had concerns about the tattoo during an ongoing parenting dispute. Despite the mother's negative hepatitis and HIV/AIDS tests, the judge maintained there was, quote, still an unacceptable risk to the baby, end quote, because the tests were inconclusive. The judge says that he granted the injunction based on recommendations from the Australian Breastfeeding Association, also known as the ABA. Now, even though the CEO of the ABA says that risks are low and women who have had tattoos are encouraged to breastfeed their babies. Asking our Google Plusters, what do you think about it? Do you agree with the judge's decision? And what do you think about telling a mom you can't breastfeed? Starting off first with Kempton. Kempton, this is a difficult one, right? And we're talking about a mother and her child and what those two are and are not able to do. What do you think?
Yeah, I think in general, I would rather the judges get away from medical decision. It's not like the doctor is saying, and even in this case, the CEO of the thing that the judges is quoting is saying the risk is very low. And there are so many things that are very low risk, and if you want 100% risk-free, I mean, it's impossible. I mean, I tell the mom to not go out and walk with the baby. There's risk in the street, she being hit by a car.
Absolutely, and I think part of this too, which is important, is the parental dispute part of the story. I think may potentially play a big part in this. Steve, what do you think?
I think the parental dispute is the issue. I mean, I can't see any problem with somebody getting a tattoo. I don't have any myself. Don't see any reason why to get one. But, you know, I don't see where there's any danger. And it's like, you know, the comment said, The particles are so large they're not going to get in there to affect the breast milk, even if there's an infection. There's still the possibility of passing that to the child or to them.
Glenn, you've got the last word on this. What do you think?
Before we take anybody's right away to make their own decisions in their own life or even how they raise their child, I think there really needs to be clear evidence of a danger. Not that the judge feels uncomfortable and that there were inconclusive tests, but clear evidence of a danger. And in this case, I don't see the clear evidence. And in fact, their own breastfeeding association there in Australia says it's probably perfectly safe. So I would go with that before I took anybody's rights away.
I would too. Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Allison writes in and says, I can see where they're trying to go with that, but there's too much control over a person's life choices.
All right, we would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. The conversation continues there, and we would love to have you live on air with us. All you have to do is go ahead and start up that Google Plus account. If you have Gmail, you have Google Plus. And circle me, Melissa Carlson, and let me know you're interested. We would love to have you on. That's a look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
All right, Melissa, thank you. Well, still to come, Kimberly Wade from the Nevada Humane Society is here with cute little Miles. And man, I wish I had his energy on this Monday morning. We'll introduce you to him coming up. But first, the news doesn't stop when you leave the house, and Fox 11 has you covered. Download the new and improved free Fox 11 AM app.
All right. You guys have a great day.
Yep.
Guys, later.
Apple and Android devices. All you need to do is search Fox 11.
See you later.
All right. See ya.